federal government has said that it plans to set up a commodity board to regulate the soaring prices of food in the country. And according to the Vice President, Mr. Kashim Shettima, who made this announcement at an event, that the board would be given the mandate to assess and regulate food prices, as well as maintain a strategic food reserve for stabilizing prices of crucial grains and other food items. Now, let's delve into this and find out what the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, what they see from this announcement and how they see it working. And joining us for that conversation is the president of LCCI, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa. Good afternoon, Mr. Idahosa. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So what's the perspective of LCCI, concerning this commodity board?
Well, we had made a statement to say if it works well, if it is designed to achieve that purpose of being able to significantly provide a major buyer of products and channeling them through distribution to markets in a manner that ensures that the farmers get a good price and the consumers get a price that is not overloaded with the middlemen, that it will succeed. The primary purpose of the board is to do that. Give the farmers a good price for the products, ensure that there are fewer or no middlemen between the farmers and the ultimate consumers. So it is how efficient that the board can do that will justify the existence of the board.
But how do you see that being done? Because we do know that there are middlemen everywhere, and also some economists are not so comfortable with the idea of fixing prices or trying to, manage when the supply, because the natural thing is let the supply be abundant in the market, demand and supply will determine a fair price.
Well, I agree with you. The reason why we are having this situation is that the market is not functioning as it's supposed to function. In a normal market, the products will be there in abundance and the buyers will be able to get the products. But the middlemen in the system have made the market not to work the way it is designed or it should work in a free market. So we really do not have a free market now. When you have middlemen that buy all the products and lock them up in warehouses rather than sell them to the consumers. So that is what is justifying this intervention of a commodity board. In a perfect market, the buyers will get the products at the price that reflects the total volume of supply and the total volume of demand. But here, the supply is withheld by the middlemen, and then the buyers don't get the supply flowing from the farmers the way it should flow naturally. So that is why the commodity boards are being introduced. You might say that rather than have a government-owned commodity board, we should have private sector commodity exchanges to do the same thing. But we have not got to that stage where we have commodity exchanges that are able to perform that function in a manner that allows the supply and demand in a free market as you have described.
But Mr. Idahosa, this is not our first attempt at commodity board. What lesson can we learn from the time before now, to be able to adjust with the present one to make it work?
Well, the lesson is still transparency. Transparency, whether a commodity board is run by government or even commodity exchanges, it's transparency. If the middlemen we are trying to remove now are replaced by government officials who are controlling the commodity boards, then you get to the same situation. So the bottom line is transparency, a very transparent system where there are third parties that will participate in the process and ensure that the commodity boards will not become hijacked by a few people that have the same kind of connections that the current middlemen have. So that is all that basic issue of transparency in whatever we are doing, whether it's commodity boards, whether it's course, removal of foreign exchange, whether it's what we are seeing now with the foreign exchange markets. It's the whole issue of transparency that will make the Commodities Board work or not work.
So how do you see this, being run to make it work? You talked about transparency, but I mean, one way or the other, we're still dealing with Nigerians here. So how do you see us making this work, at least to solve the immediate challenge which the country is facing?
Well, the way we can make it work is to have the law, have the power of the government behind it, but ensure that the operators of the commodity boards are subject to public scrutiny. The way the Nigerian Stock Exchange is subject to public scrutiny every day, we know what's going in the stock exchange, we know who is buying, who is selling. If we have that level of transparency, so the daily transactions of the commodity board will be in the open space, the volume of products that they have will be in the open space, the prices they are selling is in the open space, the access to warehouses of the commodity board will be available to any person who wants to do business with the commodity board. If we can remove any opaque levels in the operations of the commodity boards, we will achieve the results. That means that government will only provide the law and perhaps the governance board, and that board must be predominantly made up of private sector interests, maybe the workers' unions, the professional bodies, civil society organizations, a wide range of supervisory board that will ensure that no set of stakeholders or vested interests control the operations of the commodity board.
All right, well, we do hope that this can work, or better still, if we just have enough supply, then we may not even need all of this. I believe that's a more permanent solution, to all of the food supply.
I thought that would be the major conversation. Why do we not have enough supply as we used to have? The insecurity in the farmlands, that is the real solution. The insecurity in the farmlands has to be addressed. Once that is addressed, you don't need commodity boards. The middlemen will not be able to hijack all the products. But so long as we have the insecurity, the massive scale of insecurity in the farmlands, then you will have scarcity, and then you have to try all these measures like commodity boards or special rangers, people to protect the farm. And the solution to the problem has been there for the last 15 years, moving policing into various levels. So you have the federal police, you have the state police, you have the local police that can protect the rural areas, and then you don't need all these stopgap measures that we continue to do and avoid the real solution.
Well, obviously, that's the obvious permanent solution or long-term solution, and we do hope that the government can, look at the way of insecurity and handle it. Thank you so much, President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa.
Thank you.